My brother grabbed the handmade dress my daughter had sewn for him and set it on fire right in front of everyone at our family's Thanksgiving dinner, snarling trash from a loser like you. My parents just smirked and kept eating. That moment snapped something in me. I had supported them all for years, and this was how they repaid me. I pulled out my phone under the table and snapped a quick photo of the burning fabric, then opened my banking app to check the latest transfer. There it was, another $2,000 wired to his account last month for his failing fashion business. I scrolled to my profile in the app for confirmation. Cassidy Drake, 33, account holder since my divorce 5 years ago, freelance graphic designer pulling in $110,000 a year, no more office drama, just remote work from home. But for 9 years I had been their bank, paying my parents' medical bills every month like clockwork because Dad's heart condition ate up their retirement, and lending my brother $60,000 to launch his online clothing line using my stock portfolio as collateral. He had pitched it smooth spreadsheets showing quick profits, trendy designs for Chicago winters. Wait, we moved to Buffalo, New York last year for cheaper living, but same story. Payments started on time, then trickled to nothing. I called him out mid-dinner. "Fletcher, that's Nora's gift. She spent weeks on it." He laughed. "Your kid's as worthless as you, sis." The table went silent, but Mom said, "Lighten up, honey." That's when I knew the betrayal ran deep. I had overheard whispers about a forged signature on Grandpa's old will shifting assets to him. Time to dig. Hit subscribe if family ever treated you like an ATM, because the payback was epic. I excused myself from the table, saying I needed to check on Nora, who was upstairs playing after the chaos. In the guest room, I pulled up my email on my laptop and searched for the family estate documents Grandpa had emailed years ago before he passed. The will looked legit at first glance, but that forged signature bugged me. I zoomed in on the scan. My name was there as a beneficiary for half the assets, but whispers suggested my brother had altered it to cut me out. I dialed a number I hadn't used in months, the one for his ex. Mira Singh answered on the second ring, her voice cautious. "Cassidy, what's up?" I cut straight to it. "Hey Mira, remember when you two split? Did Fletcher ever mention messing with Grandpa's will?" She paused, then sighed. "Yeah. He bragged about it once, said he forged your signature to grab the full inheritance for his business. I have emails from him admitting it, screenshots too. Want me to forward them?" Twist hit hard. Those emails showed he looped in my aunt to witness the fake signing. "Send them now," I said. "This ends tonight." Files pinged in my inbox minutes later. One email from my brother to Mira read, "Got the will fixed. Sonia signed off as witness. Cassidy won't know what hit her." My aunt's involvement stung. She was supposed to be neutral. I forwarded everything to my notes app, building a case. Next, I logged into the stock account tied to his loan. Balances showed he had dipped into my collateral without permission, transferring funds to his suppliers. "Bastard," I muttered, screenshotting the logs. I called my parents' house line from the room, but Mom picked up. "Honey, come back down, dinner's not over." I kept cool. "Mom, did you know about the will forgery?" She hesitated. "What are you talking about? Fletcher handles that stuff." Her Dodge confirmed they were in on it. I hung up and texted Mira thanks, promising to keep her out of the mess unless needed. Drama escalated. This wasn't just money, it was stealing my future. Back downstairs, I avoided eye contact and focused on Nora, but my mind raced on next steps. Those emails were gold for a fraud claim. I searched quick for a local lawyer in Buffalo, noting Kira Novak's contact for estate disputes. Time to prepare the countersuit that would expose them all. I headed back to the dining room with my phone clutched tight, the lawyer's number ready in my contacts. My brother was still holding court, bragging to Dad about his latest fashion deals, while Nora sat quietly in the corner, avoiding the tension. I slid into my seat and interrupted. "We need to talk about Grandpa's will right now." My brother shot me a glare. "Not here, sis, it's Thanksgiving." But I pulled up the email from Mira on my screen and held it out. This says you forged my signature and had my aunt witness it. Care to explain? The room tensed up fast. My mother jumped in first, her voice sharp. Cassidy, drop it, you're ruining the meal. I ignored her and turned to Dad. You knew, didn't you? The stock dips match the dates in these logs. He shifted uncomfortably. Son handles the finances, stay out of it. My brother leaned forward, smirking. Those emails are fake. Mira's bitter after the breakup. But I had the screenshots timestamped. They're real, and they prove fraud. You stole from the estate to fund your failing business. Nora looked up, confused, asking, Uncle, why would you do that? He snapped at her. Mind your business, kid. Then the twist dropped. My aunt walked in from the kitchen carrying dessert and overheard. What's this about the will? I confronted her directly. You signed as witness on the fake version, it's in the email chain. She froze, plate shaking. I thought it was just paperwork, Fletcher said it was fine. My brother exploded. Aunt Sonia shut up. But she kept talking, admitting, he pressured me, said the family needed the money for his venture. Mom tried to downplay it. Where all family mistakes happen. I shook my head. This isn't a mistake, it's theft. Drama boiled over as I laid out the plan. I'm calling Kira Novak, an estate lawyer, first thing tomorrow to file for fraud investigation. My brother stood up yelling, You'll regret this, you're cutting off your own nose to spite your face. Dad pounded the table. Sit down, both of you, this is nonsense. But Nora tugged my sleeve. Mom, are we leaving? I nodded and gathered her things while my aunt babbled apologies. I didn't mean to hurt you, Cassidy. Too late, the confession sealed their fate. We left amid shouts, my brother threatening, You'll get nothing now. In the car, I blocked their numbers temporarily and emailed Kira the files for review. The countersuit would hit hard based on those admissions, solid grounds under New York law for estate fraud. Back home, I reviewed the evidence again, ready for the fight. The next morning, I met Kira at her downtown office in Buffalo, handing over the printed emails and stock logs. She reviewed them quickly, nodding. This looks like clear estate fraud under New York statutes. We can file a petition to freeze the assets immediately. I explained the loan details, how my brother used my stocks without consent. Add breach of contract to the list, she said. We'll need affidavits from witnesses. I texted Mira right there. Can you sign a statement on those emails? She replied fast. Sure, but only if it's notarized. Don't want him coming after me. We scheduled her for later that week, and Kira drafted the initial complaint citing the confession as probable cause. My phone buzzed non-stop from blocked numbers, but I unblocked my aunts for a second to gauge her. She called immediately. Cassidy, let's talk this out. Family doesn't sue family. I pressed her. Then tell me why you witnessed the fake will. She stammered. Your parents pushed me. They said the business needed the cash more than you. Twist landed. Mom and Dad had orchestrated it. Proof, I demanded. She whispered. I have a text chain from Graham approving it. Dad's involvement hit new levels. He had signed off on diverting estate funds. Send it, I said, and she did, probably hoping to buy mercy. With that text chain, Kira strengthened the filing. This implicates your parents as accomplices. We'll add them to the suit for aiding fraud. I gathered bank statements next, driving to my credit union midweek to pull records showing unauthorized transfers. The teller confirmed. These look suspicious. You should report to the fraud department. I did, filing an official claim that triggered an internal investigation. Back at Kira's, we compiled everything into a motion for temporary injunction, preventing any asset sales until court review. Court date in 2 weeks, she confirmed. Stay low meanwhile. Nido. Nora asked questions at breakfast. Why is Uncle mad at us? I kept it simple. He took things that weren't his. But my brother escalated, showing up at my freelance client's office unannounced, demanding to see me. The receptionist called. Some guy says he's your brother, wants to talk. I instructed her. Tell him to leave, or I'll call security. He shouted through the phone. This lawsuit's bogus, you'll lose everything. Security escorted him out, and I filed a police report for harassment grounds for a restraining order later. Kira advised gathering more allies. I reached out to an old family accountant via email. "Review these docs, anything off?" he called back. "Yeah, the estate taxes weren't filed right. Looks like deliberate underreporting to hide the shifts." Another twist: tax evasion tied in, potentially federal. "Testify if needed," I asked. "For a fee, sure." We added his affidavit bolstering the case. My aunt texted apologies, but I ignored them, forwarding to Kira as evidence of guilt. The prep wrapped with a strategy session. "Hit them with everything at once," Kira said. "They won't see it coming." Court kicked off 2 weeks later in a Buffalo County building with Kira leading the charge on the fraud petition. I sat in the gallery as she presented the emails, texts, and affidavits to the judge. "Your Honor, the evidence shows deliberate forgery and unauthorized use of collateral," she argued. My brother showed up with a cheap lawyer, looking smug at first. "All hearsay," his attorney claimed, but Kira called Mira to the stand. "State your relationship," she prompted. Mira testified calmly. "Ex-girlfriend, I received those emails directly." The judge nodded, entering the temporary injunction freezing all estate assets and my brother's business accounts. No sales allowed until full hearing. Mira dropped the twist during cross-exam. "There's more." Fletcher mentioned hiding offshore accounts to dodge taxes. My brother's face went pale. "Objection irrelevant," his lawyer yelled. But the judge allowed it. "Go on," Mira explained. "He bragged about funneling estate money through a shell company in Delaware to avoid IRS scrutiny." Kira jumped on it. "This warrants a referral to federal authorities for tax evasion." The courtroom buzzed, and my aunt, sitting behind my parents, whispered loudly, "I told you this would blow up." Mom shushed her. "Not now." Dad glared at me across the aisle. "Happy now, Cassidy?" I stayed silent, letting the evidence speak. Full hearing hit a month after, packed with more docs from the accountant. Kira opened strong. "The underreported taxes confirm a pattern of deceit." My brother's defense crumbled when the judge questioned him directly. "Explain the transfers," he stuttered. "Just business loans, nothing illegal." But bank records showed otherwise, with my stocks liquidated without notice. Mira returned for rebuttal. "He admitted it all to me," said the family backed him. My aunt took the stand reluctantly under subpoena. "Yes, Graham and Holly knew," she confirmed, voice shaky. "They thought it would save the business." Parents denied it vehemently. "Lies," Mom shouted from her seat. The judge banged the gavel. "Order." Verdict came swift. The court ruled in my favor, ordering restitution of $60,000 plus interest and voiding the forged will. My brother lost control of his fashion line, with accounts seized for audit. "This is bankruptcy for me," he muttered post-ruling, approaching me in the hall. "Sis, call it off, we're blood." I stepped back. "Blood doesn't steal." Kira handed me the injunction papers. "Enforce this: no contact until paid." Federal agents got involved next, based on the tax referral rating his office midsize operation. Suppliers bailed and online reviews tanked after word spread. Family fallout intensified when I stopped the medical payments outright, citing the suit's outcome. Dad called from a payphone. "Your mother's stressed, reinstate the insurance." I refused. "Pay your own way now." My aunt tried mediating via email. "Let's settle privately." But Kira advised against it. "Stick to court orders." Nora overheard one call and asked, "Will they apologize?" I said, "Doubt it." Twist deepened. Turns out my parents had co-signed hidden loans for the business now defaulting. Creditors hounded them, forcing a garage sale. My brother texted threats. "You'll pay for this." I forwarded to police, adding to the harassment file. The payback felt complete, but the real win was ahead. With the court order in hand, I moved fast to enforce restitution. Kira filed for asset liquidation the next day, targeting my brother's fashion inventory under New York enforcement rules. Auctioneers showed up at his warehouse tagging racks of unsold clothes for sale. He called from an unknown number. "Cassidy, stop this. You're destroying my life." I hung up and let the process roll. Federal agents wrapped their tax probes, slapping him with fines totaling $50,000 payable immediately. Suppliers sued for unpaid bills, forcing bankruptcy filing. My aunt reached out via a mutual contact. "He's crashing at our place now, talk to him." I declined. "Court says no contact." Nora drew a picture at school that week showing a broken chain. "For our new start," she said. I framed it, symbolizing the break. Parents felt the squeeze when insurance lapsed, leading to a hospital bill they couldn't cover. Dad emailed through a library account. "Daughter, your mother's checkup costs, we need help." I forwarded to Kira. "Add this to the no contact violation." She petitioned for a permanent restraining order, citing the harassment log. Twist emerged during the hearing. Mira revealed a hidden family trust fund my parents had squirreled away, using estate money to fund it secretly. "Fletcher mentioned it in old voicemails," she testified. "The judge amended the ruling, seizing the fund for my restitution. Full disclosure required," he stated. "My brother protested in court. That's our safety net. But records proved it stemmed from the fraud. Parents lost their buffer, downsizing to a rental apartment. I used part of the recovered funds to buy back my stocks at market value, stabilizing my portfolio." Kira negotiated a settlement addendum, transferring the remaining estate share directly to me. "Sign or face contempt," she told their lawyer. They complied grudgingly. My aunt tried one last play, showing up at Nora's school pickup. "Family reunion?" she asked. I called security. "She's violating the order." Police issued a citation on the spot, fining her $200. "Stay away," I warned. She backed off, muttering, "Didn't think it'd go this far." Nora waved goodbye calmly. "Bye, Aunt?" At home, I changed our numbers and updated client contacts, cutting all ties. Brother's business shuttered officially when the auction cleared out the last items, netting me another $10,000 in proceeds. Creditors swarmed my parents, repossessing their sedan for defaulted loans. Dad left a voicemail on my old line. "We're struggling, reconsider." I deleted it and blocked permanently. Twist finalized. A cousin messaged anonymously, revealing my parents had badmouthed me at gatherings, calling the suit greedy. "Thought you should know," she wrote. I thanked her and blocked the family group. Nora started therapy sessions but bounced back quick. "We're free now," she said one evening. I nodded, filing the final enforcement papers with Kira. Enforcement wrapped when the judge signed off on full compliance, awarding me punitive damages of $15,000 for the breach. My brother moved out of state, chasing odd jobs. Parents applied for aid programs, scraping by. I invested the winnings in Nora's college fund, securing our future. Kira closed the file. "Case won, congrats." I shook her hand. "Thanks for the fight." At dinner, Nora asked, "No more uncles or grandparents?" I confirmed, "Just us." The silence felt right. No more drama lurking. 1 year passed without a peep until my brother surfaced via a third-party mediator, requesting a meeting to make amends. Kira vetted it first. "It's a ploy, check the fine print. They're angling for a reduced payout." I reviewed the letter myself. "No deal," I replied through her. "Enforce the judgment." Court garnished his new wages from a retail gig, wiring installments straight to my account. My aunt sold her house to cover her fines, moving in with distant relatives. "Serves her right," Nora commented when a news clipping popped up online about local fraud cases. I switched jobs to a senior graphic role at a bigger firm, boosting my salary to $130,000. Clients praised my focus, no more family distractions pulling me down. Nora joined a sewing club, turning her hobby into awards at local fairs. Parents hit rock bottom when aid denied their application due to the fraud record. Dad tried a handwritten note mailed to my office. "Forgive us, we're family." I shredded it and updated security protocols. Twist came via public records. Turns out they had pawned heirlooms from the estate before the freeze pocketing cash illegally. Kira filed an addendum claim. Recoverable under theft statutes, she said. We won another $10,000 in damages, donated half to a fraud victims fund. My brother emailed once begging, "Sis, I'm broke, help a guy out." I reported it as violation, earning him community service. Nora asked over pizza. Do they regret it? I said, actions speak louder. She nodded. Good, we're better off. I set up a trust for her, locking in the winnings. Life stabilized with new routines, no surprise visits, no pleading calls. I volunteered at Nora's school teaching design basics. You're a pro, Mom. She beamed after her first project win. Kira became a contact for referrals handling similar cases. Your story inspires, she noted in a follow-up. My aunt's last attempt was a social media post tagging me, indirectly whining about unfair rulings. I reported and blocked the platform. Federal wrap-up fined my parents an additional $20,000, forcing them to work part-time gigs. Brother relocated again, chasing dead-end leads. Nora thrived, scoring top grades. No more drama queens, she joked. I laughed. Exactly. The house felt secure. Locks upgraded, no echoes of the past. Final enforcement check came from the court clerk. All obligations met, case closed. I celebrated with Nora at a diner. To us, I toasted with sodas. She clinked glasses. Yeah to winning. Back home, I archived the files, donating extras to legal aid. My brother sent one last anonymous note. You'll miss us someday. I burned it legally at a fire pit event. Twist sealed a former neighbor, messaged saying parents admitted defeat in therapy sessions, blaming greed. They said it destroyed everything. I replied thanks and moved on. Nora started high school, strong, friends over without worry. Work promotions rolled in, team praising my resilience. Greed destroys trust, plain and simple. Family or not, it poisons everything. If yours treats you like a wallet, set boundaries fast before it escalates. Thanks for sticking through my story. It wasn't easy, but sharing helps. Hit that subscribe button if betrayal hit home for you, and drop a comment below. What would you do in my shoes? Your thoughts keep the conversation going.